Hello YouTube, it's your boy Crazy Trader again, and I'm here with a Friday review. I spoke to you yesterday. Was it yesterday? Yes, I think yesterday. About me doing a video about Palantir Technologies. So I'm gonna do it today. Just a brief video about Palantir Technologies and how the stock is performing and how I think it's going to perform. My own opinion about it and a few research that I managed to do today. I didn't do too much research, but the few that I managed to do today, I'm going to tell you about it. But before I go on, like we spoke yesterday my portfolio was really down. It was all crazy. You remember it was somewhere down 33,000. Here we are. Today was a good day. Made 1,400 on my portfolio, and all came down from, I think IVR and other stuff that I did. You remember I spoke about the Discover Financial Services, the contract that I bought on it. I have some stocks on that, but I bought a contract yesterday, and today it made pretty good money. Today it has already made $260 on that, and that was pretty good. That was a pretty good return. This stock, I own some of it, so I really know how this stock moves. So when it went down, I knew to buy a contract on the dip. I was going to buy the stock itself, but I was like, you know what, just buy a contract on the dip, because I really don't want to invest into it anymore for me, because like I always say, I don't chase stocks. Because when I bought this stock, it was at it was at $41. Now it's somewhere around $93, so I don't want to touch it again, because it's way up in there. You can still buy it because it's a great company. They are paying good dividends. I think I've made a video on it before, so I'm going to attach the video at the end of this one, so you can just look into it. A lot of you guys, if you've seen the Discover card, it looks like a Visa card. You know, your credit card you can use anytime. They have some good APRs on there. They have some great, amazing deals. I don't have one personally. They've kept inviting me over and over again, but I really don't like using credit cards that much. I just have one credit card that I really use, and I have about two more that I like. One for Amazon and I think Best Buy or something. You know, I just have a few credit cards that I use just so I can keep myself out of debt. So that's what I do. So Discover paid really well today, and my IVR contracts also did pretty well today. It was amazing. They all did really well. So I'm really glad that I'm still holding. And as you can see, IVR, this is IVR again. Yesterday it was around 250. Oh, sorry, 350, and here it is today, 379. It went up all the way to I think 380 something. And so yesterday, if you got it on the dip, look at you right now. If you got it on the dip, you're doing pretty good. 7% or 8% today, so you're doing pretty good. MFA2 did really well with a 4%, rise on it. So they're all doing really good. I told you guys that it was just the blood on the street was just a temporal one. So if you held into it, or if you bought more, that was a good buy for you. Anyways, let me move on straight away to Palantir Technologies that I spoke about yesterday. Palantir has been a really good stock. They IPO'd not too long ago. I think last year, September or October, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, let's see. Yeah, October. Here they are. IPO'd, selling around $10, and all of a sudden it moved all the way. I'll show you. Palantir did really well. Moved all the way to 39, even somewhere into 45. I remember that. But that was an intraday trading. It moved all the way somewhere into 45 on the intraday trading, but it closed around 39. So around 39, and then it dropped back, and then it went back up. Okay, so what they practically do, I went on doing research about it. They are into big data analytics. How do you guys say it? Analytics. Okay, so they are in Denver, Colorado, and Peter Thiel is a famous guy. He's a big guy. This guy is an entrepreneur, invested in a lot of this big technological firms, Facebook. I was reading about him. He's a great guy. So I loved him. I loved him from the profile that I read. And this company is actually into big data analytics, and they're working with a lot of big guys. Especially they have government contracts. A lot of government. They're working with the U.S. military. They are working with some Canadian companies. They are working with England. These guys are all over the world. So it gave me some good insight about them, and I'll show you something briefly. How they are raising their revenue. Okay, and most of their contracts, I think 80% of the money that they have is coming from the government. that they make is coming from the government. So this is going to tell you, I mean, if the government is paying you, then you know that constantly you're going to get paid, okay? If the government is paying, unless the government goes broke, and that is not going to happen, especially the United States government. So that is not going to happen. So Palantir is going to have, you know, constant money coming in, constant, you know, revenue coming in. Okay, so in the fourth quarter, I'm reading this right now, which I picked up from NASDAQ, okay? So in the fourth quarter, Palantir signed 21 contracts worth 5 million or more, including 12 contracts worth 10 million or more. Its major wins includes deals with Rio Tinto, PG&E. PG&E, I mean, most of the people who live in California will be, you know, familiar with this company. It's a utilities company, provides electricity and gas and all that. British Petroleum, that's BP, that's in England. And the U.S. Army, the U.S. Air Force, the FDA, and the National Health Services, which is also in England. Okay, and it's also secured a major contract with IBM in the current quarter. So you can see that this company is, you know, increasingly growing and securing big contracts and getting money coming in. Okay, Palantir's average revenue per customer rose 41%, which is good, to 7.9 million for the full year. Its average revenue from its top 20 customers also increased 34% to 33.2 million. So I mean, the company is really growing. It's growing, even though on I mean, the few research that I did with them, it means they are not really, you know, they haven't really made any profit yet. Okay, they haven't made profit yet, but they are making strides towards that point. And the stock is trading a little higher. I read it's trading about 10 or 15 times higher than the profits, than the revenue that they are bringing in. So I don't know what I'm supposed to think about the company right now, but I think it's more positive because of the way the company moves. Okay, they don't have a profit growth right now, but revenue is growing, so that is good. The numbers of shares are outstanding. It's the same. They haven't raised money right now, and their current assets it's greater than their liabilities, so that is good. Okay, they really don't have a free cash flow. But I think it's also, you know, doesn't bring the company down. If you go with the numbers, someone will tell you not to buy. But in a market like this, Palantir is a buy for me. Yesterday, I pointed it out somewhere. When it went down yesterday, I pointed it out somewhere around 24, 25. Yeah, yesterday it was around 24, 25. Yeah, I pointed it out. That if I had money, I would have bought it, and I honestly I didn't buy it. It's always been on my watch list, and then it shot up today to 29, and then went down and went up again, which is, you know, how the stock behaves. So it can go up to 39 again, but right now I'll still keep it on my watch list and continue to monitor it. I'm hoping that there's going to be a dip, even though it doesn't look like it because of the, you know, because it went down and it's started going up after hours. It did 2% after hours. If you can see from the figures here, 2.5% after hours. So it can blow up through Monday. So I'm not, you know, too bearish on it. It did $29 today, and it closed out at 29.75. So if this guy breaks through 30, then we know that it's going all the way to 32. So I'm not bearish on it. Only if it, you know, it falls on Monday. If it falls on Monday, I'll wait and get him at 35. But if it doesn't fall on Monday and breaks through 30, I mean, I'll sit out. Honestly, I would sit out. But it's a good stock, and you should look into it. You should, if you are looking at it long term, I think it's also a good buy. If you are looking at it short term, you can trade it. It's very volatile, so you can trade it, which is also very good for trading. I'm looking for the insider holders, which I can't find right now. I think I found it and I let it go. But there are some good insider. 21% of the stock is being owned by institutional investors, okay, and insiders are also buying. They are not buying, they are compensating the insiders with the stock. So this is what they are doing. Instead of paying workers cash, they are not giving them cash because they want to maintain the cash. So they are compensating a lot of workers with stocks, which the workers are really cool with, they're on board with. So it's giving them the cash to play around with. Okay, so this is a great stock, and if you really want to get it, I think you should look at it and get it for for the future, for a long term, because big data is the long term. Honestly, the reason why companies like Facebook and Google, it's all about data. So big data is the future. So if Palantir is really good, I think Snowflake is also really good. There's one, is it Asana? I'll look for that, and I'll do reviews about them. Asana is also a really good company. So if you're looking at big data, these are the kind of companies that you really want to look at. Anyways, not to waste too much of your time, like I always say, scared money don't make no money. So you always got to risk it to get the biscuit. I'm out of your hair. Stay safe. Peace.